Hi, Gibaud, and today I'm going to analyze a piece of software I actually criticized a bit and was skeptical about, but I decided to test it in depth so I can give you my honest opinion. I speak about Luminar Neo. So let's start. So to clarify a bit, why was I skeptical and also a bit negative about the product? Well, basically, about a couple of years ago, Luminar contacted me and asked if I wanted to review the product. But the first thing they said was, you will earn so much for each license that is bought, okay? And here's a short script of what you must say about the product. And that really stopped me, because first, for me, the important is not how much I would make, and second is not to tell what the creator wants me to tell, but to tell what I think is good or bad about a product. So I was a bit, I said no, I don't like this way of working, that's not for me, so I declined testing the product, although they sent me a free license, I could try it. And I was not fully convinced about the product, honestly. And some people who follow me on YouTube or on Facebook, they said, Eric, why are you so negative about Luminar? Actually, I use it, I love it, there are so many good things in there. Obviously, it's like any product, it's not perfect, but you should try it again. So a couple of weeks ago, I said to contacted Thomas from Luminar. Well, actually, I had an email, he sends me email from time to time. I said, okay, Thomas, I would like to try it, but I've got two conditions. First, you send me a new license because I want to try the latest version. And second, I will tell whatever I want. The answer was simple. Yes, of course, Eric, no problem. Here's the license number and you just say what you want. Probably the product has bettered a lot, and this is why they're more self-confident that people will tell what they think, and what they think is probably positive. So maybe that could be the reason. But anyway, I started to test it fully, in depth, spend a lot of time. So I'm going to show you what I think is important, because I cannot show everything. The video would take hours, okay? So I decided to test what I thought was the most interesting part, and I will give you my most honest opinion, telling the good things and also a few bad that I think could be better or could be different, okay? But this is the reason, yes, this is why I decided to test again this Luminar Neo and tell my audience my opinion. So let's carry on. One of the main questions people ask is this an alternative to Adobe Photoshop? Well, the answer is yes and no, depends how you want to use it. First, it can be used as a standalone app. So in this way, without speaking about features, just speaking about the way to use it, yeah, that could be a substitute, that could be an alternative to Photoshop. You can also use it as a plugin of Photoshop. So in this case, that would be something an add-on to Photoshop and also to Lightroom, because you can use it as a plugin in Lightroom also. And also, if you use a Mac, you can use it as a plugin for the photo app by Macintosh, okay, by Apple. So in this way, yes, that sounds like an alternative, but we need to see the features to see if they can really replace what you do with Photoshop or with Lightroom. So there are three main base, I would say. One is a raw developer. So in this way, yes, it can replace what your Camera Raw in Photoshop does or what your Lightroom does. We are going to start with a simple raw development just to show you the tool actually. So I'm going to pick this picture, just click here, that opens. So as you can see, you have several tools here. We're going to raw development, and we're going to adjustment. I'm going to remove what I've done before. Edits, Discord edits, because I already recorded in French and Spanish, so it's why it was already edited. So let's go to the tools. Here in the raw development, you will find the typical, all the tools you can find in many raw development software. plus like black and white if you want, or if you have the curves, all this, the typical things, okay? Then you have more things that are just maybe like for Luminar, like the structure AI, the enhance AI. So let's start with the bettering. Here you can pick the camera profile if you want. I use the Luminar default, okay? It could be Adobe also. So I'm just going to put a bit more exposure, lift the shadows here, a bit more like this, put the highlights bit down, play with this smart contrast. I really like it. It gives a bit of punchy to this. Then I could decide to work on colors, on curves, whatever you can do with curves, for example, typical things like this. Okay, well, it's like any raw development software at this point, okay? For example, I've got the viewpoint like AI, like enhance AI. If I click here, for example, I can actually create a mask there and decide to work just on an area. If I take the brush, for example, I'm going to paint here. But this part is similar to other software like Lightroom, okay? And here I could work on specific things. Adjustment, I go there. Sky to enhance the sky, to better it. Accent. I'm just working, as you can see, just on the sky, okay? Then I go back to develop, and this is the main thing. So this is for the whole picture, as you can see. When I was in the mask, it was just for the sky, okay? So but this is really similar to any raw development software, except that you have many more tools. You can actually better. We'll do that separate on another picture. You can do many things, okay? But the raw development part is similar to other software, so it's just learning where things are, if you like them or not. But you will be able to develop exactly the same way you can actually do right now. It's also a photo editing software, so it's advanced. So really, it doesn't correspond to what you can do with Lightroom, but more with what you can do with Photoshop. And then there is a third part that is really important. This is what I call a manipulation software. They use AI, artificial intelligence, but honestly, for me, this is a marketing term. Whether it's used by Luminar or by Adobe, doesn't matter, because actually, although they do use deep learning to create their algorithm, or they use artificial intelligence to create algorithm, what you have in your computer is not artificial intelligence. It is the results of it, which are really advanced algorithms to do things on your computer, on your pictures, okay? So I'm going to demo the software to show you the most important part, I think, to give you an idea what you could do, what I could do with it, and you have your own opinion. So I'm going to become really small in a corner, and then you're going to have some screen capture to give you an idea of what I can do. So let's carry on. And by the way, if you want to help me, I can also help you. I have activated the member area of my YouTube channel. There, no gear. I don't speak about gear, just speak about photography, tips, making of, knowledge, tuition, all this. So please, there's a join button, and there you will find exclusive video just for you to better your photography knowledge. Also, I have affiliate links in description. Please use them if you buy gear. And by the way, if you use the link to K&F Concept website, once there, use my code ERIC10 and you get a 10% discount. Thank you so much, that really helps me. Let's carry on. Now I'm going to do panorama stitching. So this picture was made handheld in raw file. I'm not going to do the raw, I'm going to drop directly the files here. Then here the option, I've got distortion correction, the vignette, and chromatic aberration activated. Okay, let's go for start, and it loads and prepares the images. So now it gives me what he found. Okay, I can check all this if stitching is fine, looks fine. Okay, continue. Then he offers me this framing. Okay, let's crop, save, and then it's going to save it. That's simple. You can see it was it it always seems to take some time, but actually it is fast. It's processing, okay, and here I've got my file. I think they are heavy files, each are 40 megapixels. As you can see, the details, all this, and that's done. Obviously, I could have worked on the raw file first and developed them, all this, but I wanted you to see just the stitching feature that works really, really good. If there is one feature that made Luminar so famous, is changing skies. So I pick this picture, that is mine, okay, and we're going to go and edit, get the tools, go to sky, and here we have several options. This sky, or we're going to get the dramatic sky. I'm going to get this one. This is the one I used in Spanish, okay. So here you can place this precisely. Are you on the sky, more on the horizon? While you move, as you can see, I can see my original sky just mixed. If I press here, you see it. If I move here, you see it through, okay. Then I'm going to vertical position, put a bit higher, maybe a bit forward to be more above the volcano, then move it to the right, okay. So it looks like this, the volcano is lit by this hole there, okay. And then I can actually do several things like the scene relighting, like relight straight, example, okay, different relight saturation. I can change if there was human, change it. Sky adjustment. I can atmosphere haze, put some haze if I want, or I can do it warmer, okay, maybe brighter or less bright to give more dramatic. You can really play exactly as you want. One feature I think is fantastic is the possibility to make the picture larger and it generate the size, okay. So let's go for it. This is the one I changed before, and right now say I want to have a larger picture. I need it larger. Maybe I want to frame it with the picture covering the border, maybe, or something like this, okay, of the frame. So I need some extra content, okay. So I'll click here. It starts calculating. It takes some time, so I'm going to accelerate this part. So this is what's created. I'll show you before, okay, and after. It got more things here, more sky. Yes, it made the job. Okay, so easy, really easy to do that. Another feature I think it's really useful is the generated erase. Okay, so you just take the small brush, you paint what you want to erase, like this. So I want to remove this this board because for whatever reason, okay, just take it like this. I click erase and it does the work. So maybe you don't need to remove a boat or whatever, but maybe you have a family group, a party of people at a wedding, and the brother-in-law is no longer the brother-in-law and you need to remove him. Well, that's the way, okay? What's funny is I recorded in Spanish and French first, and I've never had twice the same results, okay? Maybe it depends exactly where you paint, but similar results. In Spanish it was more sand, okay, but the result is so easy. You see right now, before and after. I think this feature is really interesting. Maybe I didn't paint enough here. I should remove a bit more here and erase a bit more. Let's see, because I'd left a small part of the boat, and let's see right now. It's calculating, and that's it. So yeah, I do think this feature is interesting, and it could be maybe better. Maybe after you could clone some grass here, I'm not sure, but I think it's a really useful feature. So my conclusion. First, what I really criticized, actually I was not fair. I criticized the fact that about a couple of years ago, the fact that you could manipulate so much pictures that they were not realistic. And that's not fair. Why? Because actually Skylum with Luminar Neo lets you do anything you want. Any creativity, any crazy things you want, you can do them. The problem is not Luminar. The problem is people who are using it. So it's, in my opinion, that's my just my opinion, is important to have common sense. I see some people, they get a great landscape and they think, let's place a sunset just here. And the picture is beautiful. It's really nice. So if you're going to publish this picture as a creation, as an artistic piece of art, or whatever you want to call it, well, that's no problem. The problem is that so many photographers, especially traveling influencers, they actually publish that. They indicate where it is. The colors have nothing to do with the reality. The sunset is placed at the north when actually it's impossible, it should be at west. So some people rush there to have a look at the place and just find something completely different. This really magnificent blue water of this mountain lake doesn't exist, they're just green, and this sunset is impossible. So they're so disappointed. So be responsible. If you're going to publish a picture that is pure creation, that's great. Creativity, no problem. But if you're going to publish it telling this is this place, no, you're lying to people. And that misleads. So we need to be responsible. If I get an enlargement of a picture and that creates a mountain, that picture may be beautiful, but if people go there to have a look and search for this mountain, they will never find it. And this is my criticize. It's not actually the problem, it's not the tool. The problem is the way people use it. So, sorry, Luminar, I think maybe you should remind this to people sometimes. Say, be cautious with what you do. Tell the truth to people. You don't need to say it's manipulated, but at least don't indicate the place if it's not true, if it's not real, okay? That's my opinion. So let's look at the pro and cons. First, this piece of software, you can actually install it on Windows and Mac, okay? Both platforms are fine, okay? So let's speak about the pro and the cons. First pro, there are so many tools. That's great. You have so many possibilities to better, to enhance, to edit, or whatever you want to call it, your pictures. That's fantastic. But that's also a con. Why? Because at the beginning, you see so many tools that you are lost. So it's important. This happens with any software, okay? Advanced software at least, okay? So it's important that you don't get too dazzled by so many tools and you concentrate, what do I want to do? What are each tool for? And learn a bit more which one is better. It's like if you go to a hardware store, you're not going to buy all the tools and you use all the tools. You pick the one you actually need, okay? And that's the same thing here. So learn the tools you really want to use, the tools you feel that are useful to you, and don't get dazzled and don't get too scared at the beginning, okay? So this is a pro, in favor that there are so many tools. And the cons is that you could get dazzled, but don't worry about that. Just concentrate on the possibility and see what tool is good for you or not. Another pro that is also a con. Okay, my opinion is there are 100 included modules. That's great. There are like presets and things like this. That's fantastic. And then there is the marketplace where you can buy extra modules. So my first reaction was negative. I thought, yeah, but they force you to buy new things all the time. And I was like, that's crazy. And no, I just want to have this piece of software. I don't want to buy a new preset every day or every month. And then I realized that I was wrong. Actually, the 100 presets that I included are fine and are more than enough, okay? And a friend said, Eric, when you use Lightroom, do you use the preset that are there? So no, I don't use preset normally, okay? So, well, you would not need the preset by Luminar anyway then, if you don't want to use them. But have you noticed that some photographers or YouTubers actually sell preset for Lightroom? Yes. Where do they sell them? Well, on their website or some platform for that? Yes. But they do sell presets, okay? Well, Luminar is the same thing. You have presets you can buy, but the only thing, they actually place them in the marketplace. So it's the same thing. You don't have to buy them. They don't force you to buy them. But it's true, they send you email on a regular basis telling there are new presets. but obviously you can deactivate the newsletter and that's it. But the good point about this marketplace, now that a friend told me, Eric, think a bit before speaking, I should think more often, is the good thing, you see all the presets at the same time. You can compare them. When you buy from a website a preset for Lightroom, maybe this preset is not better than another one you would have bought, but you simply didn't know it existed. In this case, you see all the modules, and you can decide which one is good for you or not, and decide if you buy it or not. So it's good to have at one site, one place, to have all these things. I thought, yeah, if I see it this way, that's positive. Okay, so the fact that there is 100 preset included, I think that's great. Modules included, that's great. And the fact that you have all the things visible, that's good. It's true, it's tempting to buy some. So be responsible, I would say. Buy with moderation, only if you need. Okay, but yes, it's true that what looks negative, it, as always, it depends on what position you are and how you look at it. Okay, positive and negative points. The positive point comes with the negative one again. Price is far too high in my opinion, but they always or very often have discounts, and the discounted price is fantastic. So right now with Black Friday there is an 84% discount, but actually there was also for 84% discount for Halloween. So I've got the feeling that Skylum is making discount on a regular base. So if you look at the discounted price, the price is really good. And the good point, they have two options. One is subscription, and one is you buy a license forever. So you can choose. With Adobe Photoshop, you cannot choose. It's just a license and that's it. Okay, a subscription and that's it. Even the Photoshop element that exists in some languages, now you will buy it for 3 years and then you have to pay again. Okay, so it goes fully subscription. And here you can choose. Okay, and the price, discounted price, is really good price. It's cheaper than what Adobe is offering. So I think it's really good. So positive points. Other positive, very positive point, they are making updates on a really regular basis, and I think that's good. If you speak about raw development, yeah, it's logical to add new camera and things like this, that's logical, but I think it's important on the AI side. Why? Because this is something that is getting so new, so advanced every day, that if you buy a license, you don't want that in a 2-month time your competition, the license you didn't buy from another software is far better. So it's important that you see that this company is updating their feature on a regular basis. So it's it gives value to your money, to your investment, and it means in time you will still be up to date with new great features. Yeah, many of them you don't need them, but still, if you pay, you want them. That's logical, okay? Last positive point, and not the least, there is a demo version for 30 days. I think this is great, but beware. Many people make a big mistake. When they see a free version to try, they download it and they wait a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then 3 days before it expires, they think, oh, it's going to expire, I need to try this piece of software, okay? And they try, and in 3 days you cannot make an opinion. So if you download it, that's free. There's a link in the description. Please use my link, but please try the software straight away and be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks using it and knowing if it's for you or not. In 3 days, maybe you will think it's not for you, and it was, or you decide that it expires, so you buy it, and then after you discover it was not really for you. So that's important. If you download a piece of software, please try it. Really, okay, straight away. Every day you spend some time on it, learning it, seeing some features, and deciding if it's for you or not. So, conclusion. Is Luminar Neo an alternative to Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop? The answer is simple, yes, for most people, and no for some. Why? I think for many people, everything Luminar is including is fantastic, even better than Photoshop, and they can really use it instead of Photoshop. No doubt, okay? No doubt. And the price is cheaper. Yeah, in this case, try it and we'll see if it's for you, okay? But for some people, it will not be for them. Why? Two reasons. First, maybe they use a feature of Photoshop that they feel is better in Photoshop, so they prefer to use Photoshop for that. Or they will love Luminar, but they will feel there are still things they like in Photoshop, and so they will use Luminar as a plugin and do some things in Luminar and others in Photoshop. And also, some people, it's not for them because we are lazy. And if you've been using Photoshop for 20 years, maybe you feel like lazy to learn a new software, to learn new things. Even if it's maybe better or likely better, you feel like too lazy to learn it, okay? I include myself in this in many situations, not just this, okay? So yes, for these people, it's not for them, not because the software is no good, simply because they cannot be bothered to learn a new piece of software, okay? But I think for most people, yes, it is a great alternative to Photoshop. But let's speak about myself. Will I stop using Photoshop and use Luminar instead? No. And yes, I explain. First, I've got a workflow that includes a way of working that goes fast for me. I know how it goes. I don't have to think. Just edit, just all this, so it's fast for me. Obviously, I've seen some serious feature I prefer by far in Luminar. So during some time, I will use both. Why? Because there are some things that are clearly better in Luminar. And there are some things that it's not that are better in Photoshop, but I know how to use them faster and better because I know the software. So it takes some time for me to do some kind of transition. Because if I was an amateur and I just have time to play, that's okay, but I have to record video, edit photography, all this, and my learning time is available is not massive, so it takes me more time. But yeah, obviously, I think I've been for a long time thinking of an alternative to Photoshop because I don't like Adobe policy. I think that no, not doing the right thing the right way. I've been using Photoshop for so many years, 20 years, something like this, okay? Paying, and not because some people have a pirate version or cracked version. I've got paying Photoshop for so many years. And yes, this is something I've been thinking for a long time, okay? And probably, yes, I will end up using something else than Photoshop. Probably sooner than later, okay? And I think Luminar is a massive, big option. And definitely there are features like removing elements that for me they're a lot better in Luminar than in Photoshop. And others, it's not that they're better or worse, it's simply because I don't know them enough, so it will take some time for me. But definitely, yes, I add Luminar to my editing kit, I would say. And for me, it's a no-brainer. I think many people already have Photoshop. For this bit of extra, it's not a massive amount of money anyway, what Luminar is asking. It's a good add-on to what you already have, and probably sooner or later will drop Adobe. It's likely to happen. We see so many people migrating from Adobe to other piece of software, not just Luminar. There are more, okay? So yes, for me, I speak about my situation. So for me, what is my recommendation? My recommendation is simple. It's good to listen to videos about Luminar, but it's a lot better to download it and try it and make your own opinion. So there's a link in the description. Please use my link so you can download a trial and test it for yourself. So thank you so much to the people who told me, Eric, don't be so radical, try it again, give it a second opportunity. Because yes, I was positively surprised, okay? Second, thank you to Luminar for sending me, Thomas from Skylum for sending me the license, so thank you so much. Thank you to you for watching the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The small button down here is a small bell. If you click on the bell, you will get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below. By the way, I've activated the member area of my YouTube channel. There are extra exclusive content. I don't speak about gear, I just speak about photography, tips, knowledge, things like this. So be a member. There's a join button just here. I also leave you affiliate links in description. Please use them. That really helps me. And by the way, if you buy at K&F Concept website, there's a link in description. Please use it too. But there, use my discount code ERIC10 and you get a 10% discount. Thank you so much. That really helps me. Also leave you more affiliate links and also a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.